Hi, my name is Brian Whaley, and for my country presentation, I will be discussing perspectives on the health, geography, and culture of Belgium. Belgium is a small nation in Northwest Europe with borders with France, Germany, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands. With an area of just under 12,000 square miles, Belgium is the 22nd most densely populated nation in the world. Its major population centers are Brussels, the capital, Antwerp and Ghent to the north, Liège to the east, and Charleroi to the south. Belgium is split into three regions geographically: the coastal plains in the northwest, which border the North Sea, Belgium's central plateau, and the Ardennes uplands in the southeast, which border Germany and Luxembourg. Though Belgium is a small nation, it boasts a population of almost 11.5 million people who speak three national languages: Dutch, French, and German, though Flemish is also spoken, which is a more native dialect of Dutch. In fact, the nation is split into two large ethnic groups: the Walloons, who line the French border, and the Flemings, who line the border with the Netherlands. Belgium has a life expectancy of 81.6 years and an average income of 18,768 euros. Belgium's early history begins in the late 1300s, which saw 200 years of Austrian and Spanish rule as part of the Low Countries region. From the late 1500s on, Belgium existed as a continued subject to Spain and Austria, then to Napoleon's France, and finally the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Though in 1830, Belgium survived a hard-fought revolution and declared independence, appointing King Leopold to administer the new kingdom. The Industrial Revolution swept through Belgium in the late 1800s, expanding their domestic Walloon and Flemish textile industries, and their foreign sources of wealth, with colonies in the Congo, Rwanda, and Burundi. The photo on the right depicts a greedy King Leopold hoarding Belgium's newfound wealth, which was extracted from the Congo Free State with brutal force. The 20th century brought World War to Belgium, who had to abandon their neutral stance during World War I and undergo Nazi occupation during World War II. Social revolutions during this time also gave Belgians newfound rights, such as women's suffrage and Flemish equality. The mid-1900s saw Belgium become a socio-political superpower, with Brussels chosen as the headquarters for the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, and the Treaties of Rome, which eventually became the European Union. Belgium's modern history continues with the emancipation of Congo, Rwanda, and Burundi, marking the end of Belgium's foreign imperialistic agenda in the early 1960s. The 1980s saw economic unification in Europe, with many nations opting to join the newly minted European Union, who introduced the euro in 2002. Fleeing from conflict in Bosnia and Kosovo, Belgium welcomed many immigrants and refugees during the 1990s and continues to do so today, though domestic political tensions between the self-governing Walloon and Flemish regions still presently exist in the country. Belgians are immensely proud of their nation's culture, which is influenced heavily from their French and Dutch neighbors. Their paintings and architecture is world-renowned, but their main cultural export is a deliciously rich cuisine defined by chocolate, waffles, and beer. In fact, contrary to popular belief, French fries are also originally Belgian. Belgium, like many European Union countries, have a federally subsidized healthcare system, which covers the bulk of the cost for citizens, immigrants, refugees, and tourists. Though, Belgians are expected to pay monthly contributions to Social Security and healthcare funds, or mutuelle. To supplement their public coverage, some Belgian citizens elect to enroll in private health insurance plans through their employers. Overall, the Belgian healthcare system takes 10% of the annual GDP and is considered by many to be the most generous healthcare system in Europe. For such a small landmass, Belgium has a grand total of 174 hospitals, which are split into the public, private, university, and polyclinic subcategories. To complement clinical treatment, the Federal Public Service for Health, Food Chain Safety, and the Environment handles disease prevention and the implementation of public health measures across Belgium. The Walloon, Flemish, and Germanic regions are given the autonomy to self-administer their public health initiatives, which has garnered considerable satisfaction, efficiency, and accessibility for all Belgians. Though a developed nation with an efficient healthcare system, Belgium still faces several unique healthcare challenges. Over 29% of the population, 15 years and over, suffers from a chronic disease, with even higher numbers in the underserved Flemish region. Universal and equitable access to mental health for the vulnerable and disabled is also a difficult issue for the country's healthcare system. Though Belgium has seen several health victories, with a marked decrease in tobacco use since 1997 and the establishment of their popular, accessible, and efficient public healthcare system. This has been my country presentation on the health, geography, and culture of Belgium. Thanks so much for watching. Merci, danke, and danke.